Hey y'all, I am James Wright and welcome to my shop. Had a lot of questions. Probably the most asked question I've ever had is, okay, what are those clamps that are hanging on your wall right back here? And where can I get them? They look great. And this is one of my loves. So let's take a look at these clamps and see some more about them. So first let me show you basically what these clamps are. And number one, they have a wooden beam that goes all the way along, and the beam has notches in the back so that you can put the sliding stop at any particular notch and it locks in. And because the pad is behind the connector, it locks itself in place and won't slide out. And I have been absolutely amazed with how strong these are. They don't budge, they don't break, and they work really well. Then on the other end, you have basically the exact same thing, but it's reinforced with a second one and a screw. And most all of these bars have the exact same design, and so there's 3 iron pieces then attached with a screw. And just like any other clamp, they slide in and out. And they actually provide an extremely large amount of force. I can torque down on these pretty close to how I would with a bar clamp or a pipe clamp, and I really like them. They look a little bit better, and if I need something longer, I can make a longer beam, and they work pretty well. Most all of them are basically the exact same thing, but some of the handle and tensioning devices change slightly from model to model. And I have very few that are the same. Most all of them are completely different. Some of them have these massively beefy screws, and this one is actually just on one piece, whereas most of the other ones have 2 pieces. And it's a large bar that basically connects where those 2 pieces would have been. But yeah. Then this is one of my favorites, most elegant. I like the casting on it. I've seen one other like this, but the second piece on this one is actually inside the bar, and so there is a connecting piece that goes in this slot all the way up to here. So it's the same idea as one of these, but rather than having 2 bars on the outside, it just has the 1 bar going across on the inside, and it works just as well. Some of them have different size notches that hold the end. Most of them have these thin 1/4-inch notches. But then this one has this large bolt almost that sticks down through. And so that can slide into these, but it takes up a little bit more space. Yeah, this one though is one of my most beefy clamps. I can put an extreme amount of pressure on this. And I've never had any problem with the bars holding up on the weight, as long as they have a good straight grain and they're not knotty or curly. If there's any weave in the grain, that may introduce a weakness, but a piece of oak like that, or these ones, I have a set of 3 of these with bird's eye maple. Yeah, clamps made out of bird's eye maple, and they hold fantastic. Now when I first got into hand tool woodworking, I was building my bench and I didn't have any of these, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to make my own. I bought 3 of these, and so I made this one. So I have 7 of these hanging up, and it's a similar idea in that there is basically a U-bolt holding a block on the end, and that U-bolt can go into any one of these notches and lock down and create a stop. And then on this end, I have a mortise going through this block so that this can slide in and out. And then this one is a bridle joint on the end, and it's pretty weak, but works fairly well. And because I didn't have a whole lot of money or time to put in these, I just put on a carriage bolt, and I can clamp on a vice grip and tighten this down and push it forward. It's a very simple design. On the end of the carriage bolt, there's just 3 nuts. It separates this washer that actually pushes, and then these 2 are crimped down together so that it won't slide back any further as it tightens. I don't use these that much because I now have 14 of these clamps, and these are just a little bit more of a pain to use because you have to have the vice grip, and this slides around. But when I needed to clamp up this bench top, these were very handy for that, and so I have 7 of these that I can use as well. So then the big question is, okay, where do you find these? Where do you get them? And I have seen the clamps on eBay a couple times where you can just buy the irons, but they're kind of rare. Most of the time when people just have the irons, they have absolutely no idea what they're for. Or you just get the end assembly. It is I actually have like 5 sets of this end assembly that don't have a corresponding foot. So if I ever find these, that's great, but a lot of times that these would fall off if someone didn't have a screw in the end to hold them. So you don't often get those. My first set of these, I found three of this one at a garage sale, and I think I paid $5 a piece for them. It was one of the cheapest times I ever got them. Then at another garage sale, I found this one. I think I paid $10 for that one. I found another one at a used tool store. And then one of the few times that I've actually purchased something off of Craigslist, I found a guy with a lot. He had 7 of these, all different, and some of them with up to an 8-foot beam, which you can see those right back here. And so I now have a decent collection of them. They are hard to find, and when I find them, I snag them. The cheapest I paid was $5. The most I've paid is $15 a piece. But I really enjoy them. They are not quite as strong as like a pipe clamp, but for their use and how much fun they are to use, I love these things, and they just make the woodworking experience a little bit more fun. So that was a quick look at my clamps. It may be a little bit more of a boring video for some, but this is one of the questions I get asked more than anything else. And I would love to say, yeah, here's a place to go get them. If anyone knows of a manufacturer that still makes these, I would love to hear about that. That would be an awesome thing to get, but I haven't found one, and I would love to. So if you're ever at a garage sale and you see these, either pick them up or let me know. I might want them. But I hope you like this. It was a really fun video for me. If you did like it, please hit like and think about subscribing. I want to say a huge thank you to the patrons on Patreon. You guys are absolutely phenomenal and a huge reason why I can continue to do this and stay up with the 3 videos a week. So if you want to be a part of that, please go check out the Patreon page. If you did like this video, you might find you like one of the others. And until next time, have a wonderful day.